Welcome and thank you for joining us for today's DealerOn webinar, How to Fix Your Fixed Operations. My name is Eliana Raggio and I'll be your moderator today, and today's webinar is being presented by DealerOn. For anyone who isn't familiar with DealerOn, well, we're an award-winning website development company and digital agency, best known for our amazing SEO, the best customer service, and the highest converting website designs in the industry, including the award-winning Chameleon responsive website platform. We're so committed to lead conversion, optimization, and customer service that DealerOn is still the only company in the industry that offers a money-back lead guarantee program. Does your website company guarantee you a 50% lift in leads or your money back? Maybe you should check us out at our gorgeous brand new DealerOn website at DealerOn.com. Also, DealerOn is going to be exhibiting and presenting at the upcoming NADA convention. We have the best booth around. Stop by. It's booth 1161, and get this, if you pre-schedule a demo with us, we're going to give you $100. And if you happen to buy on the floor, we're going to give you an Apple Watch. And hey, your demo also comes with a free audit of your choice. We'll go over the results in person at our booth. And to top it all off, we'll toss in a copy of our new book we wrote on local SEO. So many reasons to come and spend NADA with us. And while you're getting your NADA on, please check out the speaking sessions from these DealerOn executives. Remember, it's booth 1161. I'm going to be there, and I'd love to see you. I hope to see you there. We have a great show in store for you today. Now, for all of you, just want you to know, we were supposed to have Jerry Thibeau as our presenter today. Jerry Thibeau, as you know, is the CEO and founder of Phone Ninjas, Recon Ninjas, and Talk Options. However, Jerry was called away on an emergency. It could not be helped. But in his place, we are very pleased to have Mike Heusser, VP of Training at Phone Ninjas. Mike first got in the auto industry in the late 80s and has since been a professional salesman for over 25 years. Mike is the on-site trainer for all three of the companies, where he's a master trainer about proper phone skills that get results. He says he most enjoys seeing veteran automotive people learn something new from him. He can be reached at mike@phoneninjas.com. Now, during the presentation, if you have any questions, please use the question feature located on the corner of your screen to submit them. At the end of the presentation, we'll answer those questions of general interest. If we're unable to get to your question live, we're going to try to respond by email later today. Don't forget, a link to download a copy of the webinar recording will also be emailed to you later today for your reference. Please feel free to share it with your friends and colleagues. Oh, and guess what? Our good friends at Phone Ninjas, they're giving away some awesome prizes on today's webinar. Some of you lucky webinar attendees are going to win some pecan jacks. Can you say yummy? You have to be on the live broadcast to win it, though, so stay tuned, and who knows, you might be one of those people walking away with this awesome prize today. And at the conclusion of this webinar, you're going to get a short survey. So fill it out, because we're always looking for quality feedback from our audience, and we want your opinion to be heard. And hey, do you tweet much? We hope you do. We'd love to see what you have to say about today's presentation, so tag us in it. You can use hashtag DealerOnWebby. I'm at Eliana Raggio. You can also hit up Jerry Thibeau at Jerry Thibeau. We look forward to seeing what you're saying. So let's get started. Let's learn all about how to fix your fixed operations. Well, how you doing, Mike? How's everything going?
Everything's doing great. Everything's doing fine.
Good. I'm so glad you were able to step in today and help Jerry out. I know he wishes he could be here today, but I promise you, audience, he couldn't. So, Mike, thank you so much for being here, and I'm so excited. And by the way, awesome, awesome, awesome topic. I'm ready to go whenever you are. Where do we begin?
Okay. Well, we're going to start off here. How to fix our fixed operations. We're going to talk about all different types of points here, but we're going to just start right off the bat, and we're just going to ask everyone, just think about this for a little minute. You know, what's more important, service or sales, when it comes to the dealership? When you look at that both thing, I mean, looking at both service and sales, what one seems to stand out? What is more important to the business overall? Well, both are important when you look at it, right? You need both really to succeed. But really, we're going to be focused on the service department. You think about the heartbeat of a business and making sure the business gets to the next level. Okay? We really need to make sure that we're maintaining that customer base that we've established. If we give up on them, geez, we're always seem to be starting over. We're never going to seem to get to the next level. So it's very important that we make sure we focus on that service department. On phone calls that are hitting the dealership, They hit at a 20-to-1 ratio, service to sales. So most of the contact that's going on with the business is really through the fixed operations department. Are we focused on that? Are we maximizing that? Are we making sure that we're doing everything we possibly can to appease those customers, make sure we're taking good care of them? Well, a lot of times when we're monitoring, what we've done is we've reached out and we wanted to go see exactly what is happening with the phone calls that are hitting the fixed operations department. Let's just start in service, for example. Now, we want to give Call Review. We want to thank them for providing this information for us and getting these stats for us. Okay, we spoke with Chip King there at Call Review, and he helped us out and get this. And out of the calls that are currently being measured through there, we can see in service they took 113,000 calls last year, and we stretched that out, and you can see on this graph here that out of those calls, only 45%, okay, set appointments. Okay, so we're looking right around that half. But what we really want to focus here is this part here. 23% did not reach an agent or get a chance to speak to anyone for one reason or another.
Wait. This is one dealership, or this is a bunch of dealerships?
This is all the dealerships that they're currently monitoring. So this is an average.
Okay? Wow.
Okay.
That's awful.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you think about that kind of a percentage. What happens when they call in? If you're transferred, okay, and put on hold, there's a percentage that's going to just drop off. They're just not going to hold on. So they didn't get a chance to speak to somebody. If they are sent to voicemail, it's a 50-50 chance that they'll actually leave a voicemail. Think of yourselves when you call a business or you call someone. Do you leave a voicemail every time, or is it half the time I do, half the time I don't? So when they're not leaving voicemail, not contacting, maybe they're calling somebody else. Now parts, okay, taking that average, same thing, 181,000 phone calls, 35% of the time, they're invited to the dealership. But look at that again, you got 20% there that don't get a chance to speak to somebody. I mean, there's a lot of business that may be sliding through the cracks here. So this is some of the things that we want to definitely focus on as we're talking a little bit about this session and just give you some ideas. Okay?
Okay.
Let's keep moving through. Now we've got a time for our poll question. I guess we'll take that, or Eliana will take that one, right?
Yes, I will. Audience, let me tell you, we only have this one lone poll question today, so we would love it if you would answer it for us. We want to know, do you currently monitor your service and parts calls and then hold your staff accountable? We'd love it if you'd answer this question for us. So please select one of the following. Heck yeah, we do. Sometimes we aren't really consistent with it, or no. Once we get a majority of the votes in, we're going to close the poll and share the results. All right. So we want to know, do you currently monitor your service and or parts calls and then hold the staff accountable? And by the way, we want to make sure that you understand when you have a question, no need to hold on to it. Send those questions in early, all right? We're going to be getting to the Q&A session as soon as the formal presentation is over. We would love to have a robust Q&A with Mike Heusser. I'm always cautious about saying your last name. I think I'm saying it right. I think I'm saying it right. And we'd love to know if we can help you fix your fixed operations. All right, let's see now. A lot of you have voted. A majority has voted. So I'm going to close this poll and share the results. Are you ready, Mike?
Oh, sure.
All right, let's do this. Okay, 21% of today's audience say, heck yeah, we do. That's pretty good.
Oh, that's strong, yeah.
That's good. However, 61% of today's audience, definitely the majority, says they admit it's only sometimes and they're not really consistent with it. And then we have the remaining 18% that says, no, we don't monitor our service or parts calls and then hold the staff accountable. Now, Mike, I'm going to assume that you are going to tell all of us that that is precisely what we should be doing, monitoring the service and parts calls and then holding staff accountable. Am I right?
That's right. That's right. That's why the question is out there. we all know it's part of our initiative, it's part of our job description, it's part of the things that we monitor calls to make sure that we're doing the best job we possibly can. I understand, we have a lot on our plate. But if we could reach out, we have programs, there are programs out there that can help you with this, that will assist in this area. So you can, go ahead and diverse this part in this training part and have this going on all the time. And I just want to let everyone know that it's available to you, and it is very successful. So we'll talk more about that as we go through.
Sounds good.
Okay. So I have control again? Sorry.
Yes, you do.
Okay. All right. So one of the things that you definitely want to do is you definitely want to make sure that the people that are going to be answering phone calls in the fixed operations department, have the guidelines. Have the guidelines. What they have. What's the initiative? What are they going to say? Do you actually have gone down and they have things that they should be saying? Do they have their bullet points? Do they have everything? I'd like to do is just kind of open some of the word tracks that we use and just kind of go over those with you on where they, how they should sound, and things we should go through. So I'm just opening this up right here. Now, these word tracks or scripts that we have on our Phone Ninjas website are all available to you. You can just log into the website, put in some basic information, and it'll take you to these word tracks, and they don't cost anything, and you can get to them. I'm just going to open up a service one here together so we can take a look at it and just kind of step through a little bit on how a service call could go, and just make sure we're trying to cover all the steps. In a service call, we definitely want a solid greeting. Okay? We want to have enthusiasm. We want, thank you for calling AGT Chevy. This is Mike. How can I help you? Very monotone, very specific. It's like in fixed operations, if you think that 20-to-1 ratio, they are selling to more people on the phone than even the sales department. So that persona and how they're talking, sometimes you just kind of forget that everyone speaking to anyone outside the dealership is selling. They're representing the brand, okay? And they need to make sure that they are presenting themselves properly. Okay, so have a solid greeting. Thank you for calling ABC Chevy Service. This is Mike. How can I help you today? You're upbeat, you're ready to go, and you let them know that you're here to take care of them. And when they say, well, it's nice to speak with you, but you know what? I have a problem right now. I have a solid shimmy in the front of my car. I don't know if it's maybe the rotor. I don't know if it's an alignment. I don't know what the situation is. We want to make sure we're showing compassion. Okay? Don't ignore what the situation is and say, because you have a lot of things on your desk. Let's show some compassion. Oh, I understand. I've had that happen to me before. Okay? Well, now what we want to do is we want to make sure we're obtaining the contact information from everybody that calls in. A lot of times we can miss this step. Now, an easy way to do that is just simply ask, have you ever had your vehicle serviced here before? It's a yes-no question. If they come back and they say yes, oh, great. So I better look up your records here. Do you have your name and number associated with the vehicle? And they'll take it up and they'll give you the information. If they don't, let's start off by a couple of questions. Let's ask them about a little bit about the year and the model, a little bit about the vehicle, and then ask for their contact information. One of the things we like to do is we always want to get the first and last name of our customers. And the way we do that is we like to ask for the name in reverse. So how do I spell your last name correctly? And your first name is? Okay, that's how we like to ask for the name. If we're going to ask for the phone number, great. Now, are you calling from home or work? Oh, it's my cell. Oh, beautiful. And that number is? Asking for the phone number in that way, it'll allow you to easily find out what's going on, get the phone number, and then you can proceed from there. But we always want to get the contact information for sure. Okay? Now, once you have the contact information, we're going to go right for the appointment at this point. Well, let me just check the availability right here. Let's see. I have availability on Monday or Tuesday. Which day would work better for you? They'll pick a day. Okay, let's say they pick Tuesday. Is it easier to bring it in the morning or is afternoon going to work better for you? Well, I like a morning. All right, let me check the schedule here. Let's work it right down to a time. We really like appointment times. Looks like I got availability at 7:15. I also have an 8:45. Which one is going to work best for you? Well, I'd probably come in nice and early, so I'd like to grab that 7:15. Fantastic. When we're giving out appointment times, let's pick up something on the 15. Okay, not the clock and the 30. Well, you'll notice that people normally show up more on time on the off time, so that's why we like to use that. We want to get their email address. If you look in the system and you notice an email address in there, see, hey, it looks like I see an email address in here. I just want to confirm it's up to date and give it to them. If you're going to get their email address and you don't see it in there, enter your email address is and let them give it to you. If you ask for their email address, like, can I get your email address? A lot of times they're going to think, oh, you're just going to spam me with a lot of advertising. So they're a little hesitant. But if you just take the initiative and your email address is, and they tend to give it to you, it's no problem. Okay? So you can get that here. So repeat the appointment time, 7:15 on Tuesday. Be clear, okay? And by the way, do you know where we're located? Give directions to the dealership. People get nervous going to dealerships, so you want to give them a mental trip on how to get there. So even though they may know where they are, yeah, I know where you are. Okay, I've seen it. Okay, I've been there. So you know we're right across from the Home Depot. Just make sure you take a little extra step so they know exactly where they're going. Because sometimes they're calling one area because there's something else online, and then they drive somewhere else. Maybe somebody in the audience has been to that situation. And I have people show up at the shop, and they're like, I think I went to the wrong place. It happens quite a bit. Okay? So, you know what? You tell them what they're doing, but don't leave them at the street. So you know we're across from the Home Depot? Great. Well, just pull in and ask for us when you get in here. You know what? Take the initiative. Okay? Think 5-star service. Think when you know what to get to the dealership. A lot of times people are a little bit nervous. They don't know where to go, what to do. Go over the drop-off procedure. Go through the protocol with them. Now, when you come in, I want you to come all the way around to the left side of the building. Okay? And we have a drive-up area, and you're going to come up to a door. I want you to go ahead and pull right up to it. That door's going to open. Pull right inside here. Just explain it to them. Take all the animosity off their shoulders. If they know what they're going to do before they get there, it's a nice, easy transition to the dealership. Okay? So they really makes it a little bit easier, and thank them. Always thank them for calling. So once you know you're going, yep, I know where I'm going. All right, fantastic. We look forward to seeing you on Tuesday morning. I'm sorry, one more thing. What's that? Thank you for calling. We appreciate your business. I look forward to seeing you. A nice thank you at the end of the call. I know you thanked him when you said hello, but going through all these steps can really make a difference if you cover in each one of these things. People are going to feel a little bit different when they're coming in, and they'll be excited to work with you. You do run into, objections, and when you go through these word tracks, you can give you some suggestions on how to get over some of those objections as we go through this. But I wanted to kind of touch base on a service call. Now, a parts call starts off kind of like the same way. Someone calls in, they ask about a part, you make it a beautiful day in your parts department. This is Mike, how may I help you today? I'm looking for a set of rotors for a 2008 such and such. And you're like, fantastic. It may take me a moment to take a look at it. Are you calling from home or work today? Oh, I'm calling from my cell phone. And that number is, and how do I spell your last name correctly? And your first name is? All right. Could you this? I should be able to get this for you right now. Okay, fantastic. So now you have their contact information. And I'm just going to click on the parts thing and just touch base a little bit on giving out a pricing and availability here. A lot of times when you're going to give out a price on a part, if they called in how much it's going to be for the rotors, you're going to give them the price. Well, they're only, or they're on sale for, and how you present the price may cut down on shopping other areas. So it's only $2.99, or it's only $49.99, or it's on sale for. Just the way you present it can make a difference. Okay? Now, what we like to do is we always like to see if we can sell the service when we're going ahead and selling the parts. Think back. Do you go ahead and say, geez, I'd like to schedule some time to have that part installed? Or would you like to plan on putting it in yourself? Okay. Well, I think I would like to have you do it. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and transfer you over to our service department. But before we do that, is there anything else I can help you with? And they, you always want to see, is there anything else? Because a lot of times people forget. They get kind of caught up, and maybe there was a couple more things they thought of. This is a chance to expand on that. If you're going to be transferring between departments, try everything you possibly can to make it a warm transfer. If you can give that person a heads up and let them know, as a consumer or as a customer, when you get transferred between departments, okay, if you have to start over, it can be a little cumbersome. It doesn't feel so good. So if you can let that person know what's happening and make a warm transfer, I think you'd be on the right page. If they decide that they're going to install it themselves, okay, I got it. You're going to be putting, all right, you're going to go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and put that? Sure, no problem. You're going to pick that up? Absolutely. Let me get the contact information for shipping, get the payment information, and follow it from there. If they're going to come to the dealership and pick up the part, let's give them the full directions and exactly where you're located inside the dealership. Sometimes the parts department can be off on the side or on the corner, have a different entrance or whatever. We just don't want customers to come in and do that wandering, circling thing around into the showroom or wherever they're going to be because they don't know exactly where to go. Take it off their shoulders, explain it, that what's going to happen, where they're going to need to go. When it comes to availability, that part is available. Great news, that part is available. You don't even have to go over the pricing, okay? Would you like to schedule, for us to put it in? Let's go for selling it right there. If it's not available, we are still going to ask for the order. Unfortunately, that part is not available. But it'll be here in 2 days. I can go ahead and put the order in for right now. Would you like to put this on your MasterCard or Visa? Go right into it and go ahead and ask for the order on that. Get the customer's information and let them know. Would you like an email? Okay, once it arrives here, and even set up an appointment right away, okay, to know when it arrives. Set up an appointment so they are actually held accountable to come in and picking up those parts. We don't want the parts to be coming in and sitting in, or people have ordered up parts and they're not coming to get them. But I wanted to kind of go through this. I want to go through examples of the calls because I think it's interesting, and I always want to let you know you can always reference these here on our website. I'm going to go back into this now. Okay. Now, one of the things we did, now we kind of went over the things that we'd like covered. If we could take this time and let's just make a mystery call to a service department. And I'd like to throw it out there, maybe early on, you can have you have the access to the people. We'd love to see if somebody is willing to allow us to call live right now to one of their service departments and make a call and see how many of these bullet points that we have in here, being warm and friendly and access to needs, you've seen all the different things we'd like on a call. If they can cover 7 out of the 10, then we're going to give you a prize of pecan jacks for today. Eliana, are you with me?
Yes, I'm sorry, I was muted. I apologize.
That's okay. Do we have any volunteers that would like their service or even a parts department mystery call? Then we can just ask them about a part and just see how they do and progressing through the process.
You know what? Let's have them, give them a minute to write in, and let's see if anyone will volunteer. Just keep going with your presentation and check back with me in a few minutes, okay?
Sounds good.
All right. Thank you so much, Mike.
You got it. Okay. Let's talk about some best practices. Okay, I think this is good. Just let's go over a few things that we think really makes a difference when dealerships are looking to better themselves in these areas of fixed operations. One's the receptionist. Everyone can look back at their own situation there and see, is your receptionist that maybe in the showroom, are they fielding calls for both fixed operations, sales, and are they tasked with face-to-face visits? Because sometimes when they have a choice between engaging with a customer or answering a phone, a lot of times the phone call can be missed. And those calls are part of that 23% that we talked about. Visibility. If you do put somebody in place to make sure the calls aren't missed, okay? If you could possibly, let's put some cameras in place. All right, so when we're going to transfer to someone, okay, we know that they're actually going to be at their phone or be at their desk. A lot of times it's blind. They're in a different area inside there and they go to transfer to a writer or an assistant or an agent and no one's there to actually take the call. So it ends up falling into voicemail. So that visibility and putting cameras over there could be a nice add. Okay, a live answer. So going through your phone call, going through the phone trees or your phone system, these auto attendants, a lot of times people have phone attendants, okay? We would always recommend having a live person answer the call, especially in the service department. Have somebody come in there, so they know that they're talking versus going through a tree of push this, push that. Warm transfers, I touched on that before. Do everything we possibly can not to have to start the customer over. If we're going to transfer it between departments, let's let them know what's happening. In staffing, I want to talk a little bit about this, and I do have some slides I want to follow about this. Is make sure we're trying to manage our peak times the best we possibly can. I know staffing can be a challenge because we do have these peak times, but if we can address it, we know it's happening. If we can make sure that people are there during our most volume times, I think it can help us. The call volume patterns, and let's go over some of those calls.
Okay, now Eliana, I can see your admin screen here. What am I looking at? How do I record? Oops, sorry.
That's okay. And, oh
Sorry
yeah,
about
you got that? Oh,
that.
you got that okay?
We're doing good. We're doing good. Just check back with me in a few minutes. Keep going. You're doing great.
Okay, we'll keep it moving. Okay, let's talk about those busy times. Let's talk about the phone patterns. Now, Call Review helped us with this as well, so I want to put this out. So what we do, we take a huge sample of phone calls across the country. Now, these are averages, okay? And this graph is going to show you a few different things here. This top and this purple line here along the top is talking about the sheer volume of calls that are hitting the service department and fixed operations, okay? And what you're seeing is from 7 a.m. basically to the evening, you can see how the calls come in. Those of you working in the fixed operations kind of feel the same thing. You should have a blip in the morning, and then you have this really high rate of calls right here around noontime, around that lunchtime. It'll start to tail off, and then right around before the evening time, you get another blip, and then it'll tail from there. Okay? Hopefully you guys will recognize the same kind of thing. Now, if I'm looking at this top section where it's really its heaviest, what type of phone calls are those? Well, generally, you know, I can't hear you back, so I'm sure you're thinking these are status calls, right? This is an influx of calls coming into the fixed operation wanting to know what is going on with their vehicle, okay? What's happening? So they're happening here. Now, usually at this time, we may be even a little bit short-staffed. We have to E2, okay? And what happens is we may get a bigger gap between the purple lines and the green lines here, and we want to try to keep them as close as we possibly can. We don't want to get too much of a gap in here because this green line represents the appointments that are being set for business. Now, in a perfect world, they'd be like right along perfectly. As volumes go up, they go down, and a lot of times volumes are still going up, but we're going down here, and these gaps are going to cause trouble. These red lines underneath here, these represent voicemail. So when we have too much, we run out of capacity staff-wise, and they start to fall into voicemail. And what happens with voicemail is now you're carrying on without your day, but you have to go back, handle the voicemail before you can get caught up. So that's kind of how we see things going. So if we can make sure that we staff it properly and try to do everything we can to get people heavy in these areas where you got these peak points, hopefully we can stabilize things a little bit and get more appointments with our phone calls. These status calls, these are the ones that are coming about. Everyone knows how to combat status calls. How do we slow them down? Obviously, alerting them first. That obviously, being proactive and being on that side of it, I think that can really help us. Okay, so how do we avoid the status call? Okay, we want to come up with some maybe new ideas on potentially training our customers maybe to text. If we could text and let them know there are programs, there are applications that you can use. Now we definitely have one. Okay, I have talk options down here is one of the things. I'll just touch base a little bit on some of the texting strategies that potentially you could bring into the fixed op and service departments that can help you. And I'll go over a couple of these bullet points and we'll show you one at a time on how they work. Okay, an automated service appointment reminder, just a text message that will remind them that their service appointment is coming up. A lot of times people may set those appointments up in days, weeks, months ahead of time, and they know these reminders are nice. They get their text, they know exactly when they need to bring it in, and you're not missing out appointments there. Welcome text, okay? Once an RO is open, let's have an application directly connect with your DMS, okay? Let them know what's going on and start to give them status throughout their experience through the service department. Have the availability to attach a short little video to your text message to your customer and give them a little bit more detail on why you're asking or trying to show value in the work you're trying to do. Okay? Show you an example of that. Automated notifications text, when an RO is closed, when it's all buttoned up, just let them know their vehicle is completed. Maybe something that would allow them to go ahead, preview the invoice on what it's going to cost to get things going, and if they decide, allow them to be able to, put their credit card in, pay online, pay by their phone. So when they show up, there's no waiting around. They pick up their keys and then they take it out. So I'd like to kind of just step through these, maybe a text initiative and how something like this can work. And boom, here's your reminder. It comes up and let them know. And this is a great opportunity to ask them about their vehicle. Maybe we can find some more sales by just asking them, hey, reply yes if you would like your vehicle appraised while it's here. If they've had a series of issues or problems, or they've been thinking about it, or maybe their lease is coming due, just by prompting the question. Okay, in sales, it's all about numbers. You ask a certain amount of people, a percentage is going to do it. So you're asking all the time, would you like it appraised? And we see a lot of people saying, yes, yeah, go ahead, tell me what it's worth. Okay, potential for new sales there. So I think that's good. Okay, thank you for dropping off the question. Now you're initiating and let them know it's okay to go ahead and text me any questions you may have. If they take the time to call in during the lunch hour when volumes are high, okay, they're expecting a direct answer while they're on the phone because they have to get back to work. But if they could simply put in a text message, they're not going to be really expecting an immediate response right from the text message. You know, this gives you time to go ahead and decipher, find out what's going on, and then replying to that text message maybe a little bit longer it would take if you were trying to do it on a phone call. So that's kind of nice. I kind of like the way that works. Using a text message, you can show a little bit more difference here. One of the things you could do is you've noticed, you know, hey, you were checking the brakes, and I noticed that the tires, okay, were getting a little bit worn out, probably not going to pass inspection. So, geez, let me just take a quick video of the tire tread and show you what it looks like, and then go ahead and involve the cost. You know what I did is I just took a little picture of a car here. Let's follow it. Let's show you how we did. I used the application that we have here, and I'm just going to open this up really quick, and you can see the video. You probably won't be able to hear it.
That's a heck of a nice car you got there.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a really nice 911 GT3.
I can totally see it needs new tires.
Did you see that? It was very clearly right.
I can totally see it. By the way, I just wanted you to know.
I just shot that quickly. I shot that over to myself as a customer or whatever. But you know what? When somebody looks at that, geez, you know what? Yeah, it is looking a little tight. I have a daughter. She's in college. She's going to have to go drive back 4 hours. You know what I mean? If I saw that, yeah, let's put new tires on. Okay.
Yeah. By the way, I just wanted you to know we have 3 volunteers. So you let me know when you're ready for the mystery calls.
Oh,
and
okay.
You can pick out of 3 volunteers. Okay.
Okay, that's great. All right. Well, I'll tell you. I'll just finish up these text things here, and let's call them. Let's see how they do. Okay.
I'm excited. All right. All right.
All right. We'll see what happens. All right. The next step here, once they've seen it, okay. Now, congratulations. Everything is fixed. It's ready to go. I want to preview my bill. I can click on this thing, see what it's going to cost me, and I can go ahead. If I don't have any questions, I can go ahead right now, click on here, put in my credit card information, pay for it, and then just go pick it up. Okay, so just want to kind of go through that. Now, the last thing, which is always really good, is to take some sort of a survey, right? We want to take a survey on how the process went. You know, we always want to do that all the time because a lot of times our customers aren't going to be so vocal about it. So you know what? Let's not give them a 10-page survey or a 15-question survey or anything. Let's just give them one simple question, rate it 1 to 10. How'd you feel about the service experience? Okay, and we're seeing a lot of people will give us a number back. And we'll break that down here in a second. So we'll get in here, you know, why do we give surveys and so on. And you just maybe we want to do that call right now. I'm not quite sure. You want to do the call?
Do you want to do a mystery call now? Ooh, this is exciting. Okay, so we have 3. How many mystery calls do you want to try and do?
Well, I'm trying to be conscious of time. How are we doing on time?
Yeah, we're fine.
We're fine?
Yeah, we're good. We're good. The mystery calls, people will learn a lot from the mystery calls, I think.
I like doing these. They're great.
Okay. Well, the very first person who wrote in, how do you want me to do this? Do you want me to send you the number? You want me to say the number? What do you want me to do?
Are they comfortable with just saying the number and I can just write it down and go ahead?
I think they're comfortable with, yes, he says yes. Okay, so Jeff was our first person who wrote in.
All right,
and Jeff says to please call us. So you let me know when you're ready to dial.
Okay, I'm just writing down the number so I dial it correctly. Go ahead.
Okay, here we go. 360
okay.
757 7057. 360 757 7057.
All right, got it.
Oh, and by the way, all 3 of them said, yeah, let's do this.
Let's see where this is.
They all want to know what's going on.
Okay, 7057. Now, what type of a dealership is it? What brand?
Jeff, what brand is it? Hyundai.
Oh, Hyundai. Okay. And ask Jeff here how, I'm trying to do a, let's see, did they have an '08 Sonata? I want to make sure I got something that's real. 2008, they have Sonata or Elantra?
Jeff, what do you got? He says yes.
All right, so they had a Sonata in 2008. Okay, just do, you always do a mystery call. You want to make sure you actually have a real call. Real call. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to dial this up. I'm going to ask for service. I'm just going to ask what's it going to cost. Maybe put some front rotors on or something, and just see how they handle the call, and let's just experience it together. And then what I would like to do is we're going to go through, and I'm going to back this up back to the point where we have our checklist of the things we're looking for on that call after I've gone over the example.
Now, just so you know, Jeff wrote in also, he said, I would really like to know how the advisors or parts department will handle this, as well as the receptionist. Thanks. So he's very, very interested, as are all of our volunteers. So,
so let's see how the experience goes. I'm going to call him right now. Here we go. It's ringing.
All right. Good luck. I'll mute myself. All right.
Good morning, Jack Hyundai.
Oh, yeah. Good morning. Service, please.
One moment. Service, this is John. How can I help you?
Yeah, John. Hey, I hope you can help me out here. I am dealing with my sister's car here. She's got a 2008 Sonata, and I just want to know what it's cost to replace maybe the front rotors on that.
Are we talking about brake job?
Yeah.
One second, and let me grab that for you, okay?
Thanks, bud. Appreciate it. Thank you.
That's some pretty swanky music they got going.
Good, you guys can hear it? Good.
Yeah.
$320. All right. I appreciate that. What's your name? I apologize. John, you said? John. 10. Thank you so much, John. I'll talk to her and I'll let you know. All right. Thank you. All right, bye-bye.
Okay. So at least we got somebody. So that was a good thing. Somebody answered. Okay. So how would you grade that mystery call for Jeff and the rest of us here?
Okay. So let's just start at the top here. Now, let's look at both greetings from the receptionist and from him. How did you guys feel that the greetings were? Were they warm and friendly and exciting? I would probably be very mediocre on that. How would you back me up on that one?
I would agree. I mean, I wouldn't say they're the warmest greetings, but they weren't awful either, Could they be warmer? Definitely. They could have been warmer if we're splitting hairs.
All right, good. Now,
even Jeff wrote in, he's like, not great.
Okay. So, I appreciate that, Jeff. Thank you. Okay, thank you. It's like one of those things, it's not one of those things where I go, oh, great, could it be a lot better? Okay, definitely. I think so. I think you'd have been showing compassion as far as it. I didn't give him a distressful area here, so, the guys seemed pretty okay there. So, verifying if I'm a new or existing client.
I didn't have him do that.
No, didn't. Did she ever have the vehicle serviced here before, or try to see if there's any kind of preliminary? Asking for my name and number, finding out my contact information.
I don't even think you gave him your name.
No, they didn't do that. What about simply just asking for the appointment? So great. When are you more available to bring it by? Now or later today?
Yeah, I didn't hear any of that.
No, so explaining the drop-off procedure. Where do I go? Where are they located? Does it seem out, or do you just give out the information? A lot of times that's what happens. We don't find out who they are or what their real needs are, but you know what? It's going to cost you $360, $320 to get it fixed. All right, thanks. And then we missed out on an opportunity there. So we didn't get too many checks on that one. We didn't. We definitely didn't get 7 out of 10, Jeff. I'm sorry. That one wouldn't be a winner.
Okay. Okay. And Jeff, just to follow up, I know we're being very candid on this, so please don't be disappointed. But a few people wrote in their comments as well. For instance, Tim wrote in, should have started with asking name, then trying to set up the appointment. And Amanda wrote in, it seemed as though there were no sales or presentation in the call, just wanted to answer and then keep moving, in my opinion. So, Jeff, the good news is lots of room for improvements, and I'm hoping we can get a mystery call in that's an excellent example of what it should go like. So I was wondering, Jeff, if you have any further comments, I'd love to take your comments, of course, but I was wondering, Mike, if you would be so kind as to try and do a second one?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And Jeff, I would like to say this, his demeanor was very good. His attitude, you could see, was very strong. He got the information very quickly. He responded quickly. But as far as going into the sales mode and progressing it to actually get the business, I think that was the only thing. But on the other side of that, very clear, very direct, very friendly. Those are positive notes on the call. I don't want to say everything was bad for sure. Okay.
Right. Jeff did write back and he says it was very educational. You are all correct. Glad you got the new advisor to answer. All right, Jeff, thank you. Stay tuned. Let's see if we can get some more answers for everyone as well. All right, if you're ready, we'll try number 2.
Sure, go ahead.
All right. Carolina wrote in. It's not my first time dealing with Carolina. How you doing, Carolina? She says, our dealership number is, and Mike, you let me know when you're ready.
Okay, go ahead.
913 649 6000.
All right.
And Carolina, same questions as Jeff. We want to know, what kind of cars do you sell? Is there a brand that you particularly sell? Carolina? Carolina, write in.
Yeah.
Carolina, what brand of cars do you sell? Chevy.
Chevy, okay. So we can ask on a Malibu. How about that?
Oh, I like it.
Malibu.
Carolina's getting her general manager right now to listen in on this.
Oh, really? Really? Okay. Yeah. All right. Here we go. Let's dial them up and let's see how they do and how much is it going to cost.
General manager is listening too, by the way. All right. I'm going to mute myself. Good luck.
Okay.
Thank you for calling the Currency Marshall.
Yeah. Hey, service department, please.
Sure, no problem. Service department, this is Bill.
Hey, Bill. Got a question for you. Got a 2008 and 08 Malibu. What would it cost to get front rotors put on a car like that?
On a Malibu?
Yeah.
The rotors can go down as cheap as $89 a piece.
Yeah. Okay.
And you got $89 a piece there. Does it need brake pads?
Yeah. Let's just assume I need the pads on there too.
Okay, you can get pads like for, it depends. You can go to the $69.95 pads all the way up to $124 a set.
Okay. All right. With that. Oh, I'm sorry. The labor. I didn't catch that number.
You'll have $190 in labor due to it.
On top of it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. that's good. How are things there? Would it be something you could get in relatively quickly or next week?
Yeah, that'd be fun. Have you had it in with us before?
No, it's actually it's my brother's. Gary knows nothing about him. He just called me up, and I was just trying to help him out. But
What's the last name?
it's Stevens,
And the first name?
Josh. You see it?
No, it's a pull up.
Okay.
Phone number?
758 663 1732.
What day did you want to do it on?
I'm really going to need to talk to him. Is it okay if I reach back for you?
Yeah, just give us a call back.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Well, improvement, I thought.
You got some improvement, right? Yeah. Okay.
Some improvement. Okay.
Some
What
improvement.
number were you giving him?
I didn't know. I was happy he was asking me for a number, so that was good. So we went over the edge, which is good. Okay.
Okay. All right. All right.
So we got some more points here. I like this.
All right.
Okay.
Let's see. Now, first of all, I thought the warm, friendly greeting from the receptionist was perfect. I loved it. I thought it was
Okay.
great.
And the only thing, I don't want to be picky or whatever, but it's
Right.
always she had a nice upbeat sound, but she never mentioned like her first name. Okay. Just said boom, the
True.
dealership name. She would say,
True.
she didn't say her name and how may I help you today? Just
That's
like
true. She didn't say that either.
yeah,
Okay.
she just said the dealership name. So it's like little things like that, and how may I direct your call or, however you want to go with it. Was it but friendly? Yep, warm, good. Now, when she transferred, how was John's demeanor?
Uh, he was a nice fellow. They're all
But
nice. I mean,
the
obviously, they're like
thing
right
is,
in the middle of things. You can tell he's in the middle of something.
yeah,
He's
he's in it. He's one very quick to give out the cost on things, very quick. Generally, we like to kind of hold back on the cost. Bring them in. We'll go over that cost once you're here. Okay,
Mhm.
but so fast to give out the information. Once you give out the information, then a lot of times people will take that, maybe shopping and stuff. But you know what? Our focus is to set the appointment. That's what we're looking for. So let's get into that. Now,
Okay.
he was going to let me off the phone, so I asked him. I said, "Well, how are you doing this week? Could you get it in now, or would it be next week be easier?" So. And you know what? He took that lead, which was good. So then he came in, and now he's asking for my name. He's trying to get my contact information. So I thought that was good.
I don't know if you would have gotten that far had you not prompted him, though. I'm not sure.
I agree. I agree. And hopefully, is it Colleen or is it Caroline?
Carolina.
Carolina. Hopefully, if the GM's on, probably felt the same. Okay, so she probably felt it on that side of it. Yes. Okay, I agree. And I do this, quite a bit. So, if I hear that I'm going to lose them, maybe let's see where else we're going to go if we give them a little bit more of a push. And yeah, he
Right.
took it. He went into it, which was good. Now, you got the name, okay? And when you're going to
Okay.
have how he asked for the appointment, I mean, his demeanor and how he asked for it is just really, yeah, you're going to bring it in. It's a very monotone kind of feel. Where's the friendliness? How we're going there. That's the only thing I would say there. Uh, the, we haven't got to the point where we could explain the drop-off procedures or even know where we're located or all that. But you know what? He sounded like he knew what he was doing, so I'll do that. And I don't think he rushed the call much. I don't think he was trying to rush me off the phone. So there were some good points in here. But overall, maybe you get a thing here. So I don't know. Let's see if they got, 7 out of 10. Warm and friendly, I would say reception, yes, but he was not, so I wouldn't do that.
Carolina said, but the receptionist, yes, but not warm and fuzzy. So let's give a half a point. Can we give a half a point?
Okay, we'll go half a point there.
Okay.
Okay, good. Access to the customer's needs. Okay. Did he show the compassion? Is there anything that he was looking for from me? Did he find out anything? He did. Have you ever had your vehicle? Have you had it in here before? Okay. So verifying that's where if you find out if it was a client or not. Did you bring it up? What's the name? Okay. So I'm going to give him a point for that. I'm gonna give him a
Okay.
point for there. I'm going to give him a point for asking for the name, and I'll even give him a point for when you want to bring it in, because he was asking for the appointment, not the way we would ask it, but he did ask for the appointment. So I'm like,
I think he asked. I think he did verify new or existing client. Didn't he ask?
Yeah, I
Have you
gave him a
had that
point
in
for
here?
that.
Okay. Oh, so how many points are we up to?
We're up to 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I'll give him that first part of it. So
Okay.
that's the point. Now the other parts of it we just didn't get to. He got close. Maybe our third and last one we'll hit it out of the park. How are we doing on time? Are we okay?
Well, I thought he sounded knowledgeable, and I don't think he rushed the call. But to that point, I do want to get to a comment that came in from Jeff. Jeff said that the service guys should be giving pricing as a total package installed, and he kind of like broke down all of the pricing for the different items, the rotors versus the brakes per tire, not even as a, all four,
Joe, I gotta, yeah, that's why you kind of avoid it, because what you're going to do is you're going to start setting expectation by putting those numbers out there. Customers are going to start saying, okay, but you said this and you said that, you know what, let's just round it up. If we can avoid the cost right off the bat as best we can, now if it gets into it, then I need to know exactly what it's going to cost, and then you have to break it down. But I got to agree with him there. Sure.
Okay. All right.
4.5.
And what?
I got 4.5. Sounding knowledgeable.
4.5 out of 10. All right. Carolina, thank you so much for offering up your dealership. We thought you did pretty good. Still room for improvement.
Didn't rush the call. We'll give him another point on did not rush the call. So we'll go 5.5 on that. Really close.
All right.
1.5 off.
Still some room for improvement, though. All right, Carolina, pay attention to those points that we covered in a little bit earlier. And I mean, I say we try for number 3. I don't know.
Okay.
I think we go for it. What do you think, audience?
I want to make sure we stay with us.
No, we still have almost everyone's still here on the call. All right. Good. So, Jeff, Carolina, thank you so much. All right, our third, I don't even want to call him a contestant, volunteer.
Yes, sure.
Is Charles. Charles says we are non-franchise and they do all used cars. And right. He even told us which car to ask about. He said, ask about a 2008 Chevy Avalanche with 98,000 miles.
All right, I like it.
He's all over it. Charles is all over this. He's got this. All right. He says that they don't have a receptionist, and when it answers, you should hit option 2 for service.
Okay, we can do that.
All right. When you're ready, I'll give you the number.
All right, go ahead.
All right. This is for Charles. 719-598-2700.
We'll go 2 for service. We're going to ask about. Well, I like the brake jobs because it happens all the time, so it's a typical call.
2008 Chevy Avalanche with 98,000 miles.
98,000 miles on it. Okay, you got it. All right, here we go.
Good luck.
Let's see how we do.
Thank you for calling Coffee All-Make Service Center. If you would like to make an appointment, please press 2. If you are All-Make Service Center, please press 3.
Thank you for calling McCoskey Service. This is Travis. Can I please put you on a phone call?
Sure.
Thank you.
All right, that's a point.
Yeah, you got the nice holiday music.
That was good.
Okay, hopefully I'm not losing you.
How long is it acceptable to keep somebody on hold?
Well, the average hold time is that people start to hang up is hey, there you go. Hey, good. That's all right. I'm sorry I didn't catch your name. I forgot. All right, Greg. Hey, I got a 2008 Avalanche truck, and it's got close to 100,000 miles on the thing, 90 something thousand miles on it. Gotta do the brakes. I'm thinking I definitely gotta even replace the rotors up front. Give me an idea what that would run. Have you guys do that?
Yeah, typical brake package here is at 195, and it includes your service and the rotors. However, the Chevy that needs to look up the front rotors for your movement.
Okay.
Regarding on your home.
Yeah, a little bit of shaking. I think it's time.
Did they check this before? Don't know.
I don't know.
Okay. Everything else running pretty good for you?
Yeah, I think.
Today?
Yeah, I think so. I think that should be able to do it.
Thank you for the call.
Oh.
I appreciate it. What, how'd you hear about us? Just internet or?
Oh, actually, no. My brother said you guys did decent work, and I thought, hey, yeah, give him a call.
Very nice. Appreciate that. All right. So I got, looks like it'd be about 313 with tax.
Okay.
That includes the labor, the tax, the hardware, and the motors.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I go, and I can go and get appointments for you tonight.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm gonna definitely I gotta talk it over with my brother in because he was thinking about maybe trying to do it himself, but I wanted to see what was gonna make the most sense. But what would you have available? Could you do it right away if we could? Okay. As soon as when? As soon as when? You do this early next week or something?
I could do that. I could even do it right after you talk to us. Could be today. I can set that up for you if I could. I can give you my direct number.
Uh-huh.
Your service, and I just ask for Greg.
Okay.
Got a pen and paper there? Or?
Yeah, got it right here. Greg, thanks.
Okay.
Do you have like a direct number I can just call you?
That'd be great. Yeah, absolutely. I'm at area code 719.
Yep.
685.
Got it.
7029. Yeah. Hey, if you don't mind, can I just ask you your brother's name? We might want to send him a thank you card for pretty important for him. Is that something you'd be willing to give us? Or?
Oh yeah, his name's Jim. Last name is Bain, B-A-I-N. You got it.
Okay.
All right, let me check with him. I'll give you a buzz back. All right, Greg?
Okay. Appreciate it. Well, sir.
You got it. Thanks again.
Have a good day.
You got it. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Okay. Can you guys hear
Well,
me?
well, I think we heard a good portion of it. There were a few parts that I couldn't understand what he was saying, but it didn't affect, I think the overall mystery call. So, what do we think about that?
I thought that was great. I thought he did a really nice job. What did you guys think? I thought it was really good. He showed compassion. He was trying to find out a little bit more about me, what's going on.
He definitely did not rush the call. He was
Absolutely not. I didn't obviously like getting put on hold right in the very beginning, but it wasn't too long.
Yeah.
And his energy and his temperament was really good. I thought it was very personable, and people buy from people. So it's definitely somebody I would work with. So I thought he did a nice job. Did he ask for the appointment? Sure. Now, we can get to the point with directions and drop-off procedure, but he seemed like he was knowledgeable, did not rush the call. I would certainly give this guy a win for this deal.
By the way, Jeff, from the first phone call, he says he kicked ass, stayed engaged while looking up info. Can I steal him as an advisor?
Yeah, good call there. Great aptitude. I mean, he's great. To me, I see he's been through some training. So being that I've been out there a bunch, I would say that he has definitely been.
I mean, he even asked for your brother's name so he could thank him.
And I like the thank you card ideas. Nice touch, right? So yeah, so I would say out of the three, obviously I would I would give him the prize, Eliana, for sure. We'll have to make sure you get the information from them so we can hook them up. Okay.
Okay. Charles, if you wouldn't mind, could you please send me the mailing address so we can send you out a tin of pecan jacks? Congratulations. And make sure to tell, I forget what his name was already.
Greg.
Greg. Make sure to tell Greg he did pretty good. Pretty good. Not perfect. But you know what? Another thing too, Mike, you never made the appointment, so how could he possibly explain the drop-off process or give directions? Like, I don't know that I would do that.
I got to give him credit for those. Absolutely. I didn't get to that point, so I couldn't give it, so I have to give him credit for those because I didn't allow him to do that. So here you go. So I got to give him credit for those, so he would definitely get all the points.
Okay, but before we go any further, I have to say thank you so much to our volunteers, Jeff, Carolina, and Charles. It was very brave of all three of you. Thank you so much, and it was an excellent teaching moment. So thank you so much. I think we learned a lot from all three of them.
Great. That's great. I'm glad that worked out well.
I liked it.
All right, good. All right.
Where are we going now?
So now we can keep going. How are we doing on time? We're good. I know we've gone over the hour mark.
Yes, we have, but let's do our best. We don't actually have a lot of questions because I think a lot of the comments that came in were about all of those mystery calls. So let's see if the audience has a lot of questions. But so far, not a lot of questions. So just keep going, and let's give them a great show.
All right, here we go. Okay, so why do we survey customers? Why do we do it? Okay, big question of the day. So we can fix a broken process, right? To find out the information we find out from these surveys is really supposed to help our business. It's supposed to take us to the next step on these things, okay? Now, the survey results, like if we take the simple survey that we put in this little text message from 0 to 10, and we broke down those numbers, what do they usually mean? And this is what they mean here, okay? This is what we found out. If someone gives you a 0 to 6, okay, these are the people who are pretty unhappy with the product and service, and they're never going to buy again. They're probably not coming back, all right? They may damage your name, okay, and your brand. They may mention it somewhere else, but they're definitely a very dissatisfied customer at that point. The ones more in the middle, 7 to 8, they're the passive person. They're satisfied customers, but they're not going to go out of their way, okay, to tell people or promote you, whatever. They're just going to be okay along the way. Now, your 9s and 10s, these are your promoters. These are your ambassadors. These are your winners. These are the people that, went through the service, really liked it, and they're actually going to spread the word, okay? They're going to be loyal to your brand, and they're going to fuel growth, and that's the key to this thing. Take care of your customers while bringing in more business. So they're going to use word of mouth, they're going to attract your customers, and they're going to talk about what you have going on. I think it's really, really good, okay? So obviously, 9s and 10s, but really, if anybody falls below a 10, you really want to make sure you're finding out everything we can here, right? So let's go over some stats here and break down some things we've heard from surveys and what it can show here. It costs about 6 to 7 times more to acquire a new customer than retain an existing one. Happy customers, okay, who get their issues resolved, tell about 4 to 6 people about their experience. Dissatisfied customers will tell 19 to 50 people about their experience, and an additional 13% of dissatisfied customers will tell more than 20. So to relate back to my life or whatever, I used to work for a logistics company, okay? We delivered a lot of packages. Let's just say, I won't say their name out there, but let's say a big brown, and maybe get an idea. It's amazing when I met people, everybody would always bring up the story when their package was damaged. Very rare they talk about the millions or how many packages that we did or all the thousands of packages they may have delivered over their lifetime. They're always focused on the ones that go south. So we want to make sure that we're trying to do everything we possibly can to take care of the situations when they go south. 96% of unhappy customers don't complain. However, 91% of those will simply leave and never come back. They're not going to say anything. Generally, people aren't confrontational. They would rather not say anything, just go somewhere else. It's just easier. For every customer complaint, there are 26 other unhappy customers, okay, who have remained silent. So when you get one, there's probably a whole bunch that you missed that you don't know about that went in there. So these surveys can really help us understand. The probability of selling an existing customer is probably 60 to 7% that you're going to resell them. The probability of selling a brand new customer, now we know from the car business, 5 to 20%. 20% kind of is we're in that area. So much easier to keep the engine going versus starting it. Okay, so I like to kind of just throw some of those numbers out there and taking action. Okay, like I said, if they do give you something less than a 10, if it's 9 or below, let's take some time. Let's put some initiative. Let's put some progress in place and reach out and find out what happened there. What prevented it so we can see if we can't get better. I think that can really help us, and that's the whole idea, right? Our takeaways, we want to grow our business, maintain our customer base while bringing more in, okay? So let's take care of those fixed operation customers. When people are coming in there, let's treat them with everything we got, okay? Let's give them the experience like they do anywhere else, and that's going to really represent them coming back and helping us. Happy customers are more likely to become a repeat customer, and that's pretty self-explanatory. I think that says it all right there. Well, we went through a lot of information. I tried to cover it relatively quickly. Hope you had some fun along the way. Alana, here we are, questions.
The big yellow question mark means, yes, we are almost upon the Q&A session. Before we get to that, though, I have to ask the audience, you got questions for today's presenter, Mike Heusser? Please send them in. We only have a few more minutes to get those questions done, and then we're going to be closing out the show. I also want to direct your attention over to the handouts section of the GoToWebinar interface. So, for instance, Michael wrote in if you could show the best practices PowerPoint slide on the screen again. So, guess what? You can just download the handout before the end of this broadcast, and you'll have it all to yourself. But, Mike, since I have a few more things to tell them, why don't you do that for them?
You want me to bring it up for them? I'll bring it up.
Yeah, where's that best practices thing again? That was pretty good. That was a really good slide.
All right.
But like I said, if you go to the handout section, it's available for immediate download, and you should all have that. So you have a few more minutes to get that downloaded and have it for yourself. While Mike is looking for that, I'm going to thank you, Michael, for asking that question. Okay, and then, hey, I also want to let you know, guess what? We're going to give away some more pecan jacks. So don't leave. Oh, where's the handout section? It's at the very bottom of your GoToWebinar interface. So it'll say like, it's underneath where the questions are. Do you see it? Jeff, let me know if you see it. Oh, there's the best practices. All right, so screenshot that.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Carolina says that the handout section is above where the questions section is on hers. I guess mine looks different because I'm an organizer, but hopefully you guys can all find that handouts section and just click the little plus sign next to it and it'll open up for you, and then you'll be able to download the one handout that's in there. All right, so while we're checking out those best practices, get your questions in, and yes, we're going to be handing out 2 more tins of pecan jacks. So what I need you to do is get to your keyboards and get ready. First person to write in the correct response to either of our giveaway questions is going to be winning a tin of pecan jacks. All right, everyone, I'm going to ask the question. Good luck. I'm going to tell you, though, the first question is a twofer. It's 2-part question, so we're looking for 2 answers for you in order to get it right, and I have to be on the same line. I can't go hunting, all right? So you have to answer the one question and then answer the second part of the question and then push send, all right? So here we go. Good luck, everyone. Remember, it's a 2-part question. First part of the question is, what is more important, a service customer or a sales customer? The second question is, what is the ratio of calls between the 2? Oh, wow. First person to write in was the winner, Gary Miniman. Congratulations. Yes, the first question, what's more important, a service customer or sales customer? Service, correct. And what is the ratio of calls between the 2? 20-1. Gary Miniman, you are winning yourself
Very nice.
a tin of pecan jacks. Man. Hey, Gary, do me a favor. Send me your dealership name Now, don't hate everyone. We got one more tin to give away. Send me your dealership name so I can give you a proper congratulations, and also your mailing address so that our good friends over at Phone Ninjas can get those pecan jacks out to you as soon as possible. All right, so while we're waiting for Gary to write in, guess what? I got a second question for you, everyone. So good luck. Here we go. This is not a twofer. Oh, by the way, Gary Miniman is at Sunshine Toyota in Battle Creek, Michigan. I love it. All right, Gary, congratulations. You can sit this one out, my friend. This one's for everyone else. Here we go, everyone. Good luck. What's the number one reason to survey customers? What's the number one reason to survey customers? No one wrote it yet. Hey, I'll take that answer. Well, shoot. You're already a winner, Charles. I can't give it to you. Can I give two to the same person? I can't do that. Charles, you're already a winner, baby. Come on. I can't give it to you, Charles, but just so you know, you were the first person to write in the correct response to fix a broken process. So I'm going to have to give it to the second person who wrote in the correct response, Shelly Berg, to fix a broken process. Congratulations, Shelly. You are our second winner today. I'm writing your name down, making it official. What? Shelly, what dealership are you from, my friend? Send me that information so I can give you a proper congratulations. And hey, we gave away as many pecan jacks as we could today. And don't worry, we give away cool prizes every week. So if you didn't win today, come on back to another DealerOn webinar. And who knows, that could be the day you win a cool prize on a DealerOn webinar. But for right now, we're going to thank our good friends Charles Bryant from, let's see, McCloskey Motors. Congratulations. We also want to congratulate Gary Miniman from Sunshine Toyota in Battle Creek, Michigan. And congratulations to Shelly Berg at Acura of Libertyville in Libertyville, Illinois. Congratulations to you three. Of course, you're going to be getting your prizes directly from our good friends over at Phone Ninjas. And of course, we got to thank our good friends over at Phone Ninjas for their incredible generosity. Thank you, everyone. All right, let's get to show our pretty faces now. Are you ready?
Yeah, sure.
All right, turn on your webcam.
All right.
And let's see, I'm going to scroll up here. We don't have that many questions. So audience, if you have a question, get them in now before we close out the show. Oh, you know what? You can also go forward a couple slides if you wouldn't mind, Mike.
Sure, got it. Oh.
Congratulations.
There's our prize. Okay, had that, right? There we go.
There we go. Look at that nice headshot. All right. First question actually came in from Carolina. And she actually did this before she volunteered. Carolina said, what automated text service do you recommend? Go ahead, tell them. Go ahead, surprise me.
Let me see. I mean, there's so many. I would guess I would go with the talk options. You see right here, it says talk options right here. You see right at the bottom. We just put just a quick little logo up there, and it's a fantastic service. There's a lot of neat little applications inside that one application where it allows the customers to do communicate with you in all different types of ways. Communicate with the dealership, communicate with sales, communicate with service, and it would do all the things that we showed you, that we're showing you, I think. So, talk options.
Talk options it is. All right. I think, I'm looking at this, I think we only have one more question for you, and then we can close out this show. All right? Yeah. Gary, one of our winners today, he said, I'm curious about what Recon Ninjas is and how that works. Very briefly, if you wouldn't mind, Mike, answering Gary's question about Recon Ninjas.
Okay, no problem. Recon Ninjas is a fantastic application for time and accountability in your reconditioning process. So a lot of times in fixed operations, you do have some sort of a process where the cars are going to be coming in, they come out, they come through your DMS or whatever, and then they go through a schedule of process. And how is the time accounted for? Do you have an Excel spreadsheet that you kind of follow things along, or is there anything? Recon Ninjas is a true mobile app okay? And what it does is it assigns step by step where it's going to go, what has to be done, and it puts accountability as to the time where it's in at each step. So if it comes into inspection, as it goes through inspection, gets approved, goes out for the work, gets shifted over to get pictures taken, whatever it's going to get. What we want to do is get the car front line ready faster. That's the whole goal. And you're going to find out where things seem to have the bottlenecks. And they start to come out. It's very visible for everyone. There's a lot of neat things in there, and I can tell you more and more. But it's just a best practices opportunity here. But I say it's a fantastic application that can get your car's front line ready faster.
All right, that is really, really cool. All right, thank you for that brief description, Mike. I appreciate it. And
right.
Gary, if you have further questions or anything, I'm sure Mike would not mind an email at all. Would you, Mike?
Absolutely not. I'll show you how it works.
All right, great. Wanted to let you know, Jeff, who was our #1 volunteer, he says, could you call us back and ask for Chris in service? I'd like to know how he does. Well, there you have it. Everyone wants to volunteer now. All right. Okay, and then David wrote in, he says, are we going to get the audio version of this so I can go over it with my staff? David, you know what? I'm going to send all of you the link to the recording. Hopefully nothing happened bad to the recording. So link to the recording will be coming out to all of you actually later this afternoon. I just have to get it posted. All right. So David, look out for that. And of course, if you have any problems with the webinar, you can always reach me at Eliana@DealerOn.com. Mike, for right now, I'm going to have to let you go, my friend. And I have loved spending this time with you today. Thank you so much.
Thank
Jerry,
you so much for having me. Thank you.
All right, fantastic presentation. I want to remind the audience, yes, I will be sending out that link for you to download a copy of today's webinar recording. It's going to be emailed to you. Feel free to share it with your friends and colleagues. I love, love, love the mystery shopping. I hope you did too. And you know what? We're going to be sending out a survey for you. It's only 3 short questions. Please, please, please fill out that survey so we know what we're doing right or maybe what else we can help you with. All right? We'd love to know your feedback. And I also want to let you know DealerOn is going to be headed to NADA in NOLA. We brought you something. Besides our awesome open bar, we're giving away $100 to anyone who pre-schedules a demo. We'll also come with a free audit of your choice, either website, SEO, or SEM, or you know what, you can just ask for all 3, and they're free, and we'll give you a copy of the new ebook on local SEO that we just wrote. The DealerOn execs will be delivering killer presentations on everything from mobile site optimization to fixed ops. So come meet us at booth 1161. I'll be there. I'll see you in NOLA. And invitations will be going out tomorrow for our next DealerOn webinar, and I'm not going to lie, I'm not even going to front. This is a killer presentation next week, too. Holy moly. We want you to learn Elise Kephardt's entire internet sales process 2.0. Yeah, that's right. Newsflash. Your internet leads don't suck. Your follow-up process probably does. And Elise Kepharddt is going to show you how to fix it. In her previous record-breaking webinar, Learn Elise Kephardt's entire internet sales process 1.0, she broke down her entire internet sales process, which earned her an incredible 30% closing ratio. But that was over 2 years ago, and it's time for an upgrade. In this tremendous, never-before-seen presentation, Elise Kepharddt is going to teach the Elise Kepharddt Experience Internet Sales Process 2.0, which delivers increased profits without spending more money on leads. She's been working with BDC, Internet, and sales departments nationwide and has made her new and improved process even easier to implement and even more effective. The value of this unparalleled 1-hour presentation cannot be understated. Attendees are going to learn all sorts of awesomeness. Don't you miss it. If you're ready to learn Elise Kephardt's full front-to-back internet lead handling process 2.0, don't you dare miss this webinar. Please only show up if you can handle this onslaught of awesomeness. And don't forget, DealerOn's weekly webinars are held Thursdays at 12 noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific. If you have questions, comments, or suggestions regarding our webinars and our topics, hey, feel free to reach us. I would love to hear from you. My name is Eliana Raggio. I'm on all the automotive social networks. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Google+. I'm everywhere. Or you know what? You can just email me directly at Eliana@DealerOn.com. Thank you all so very much for spending this time with us today, and I hope to see you all on another webinar in our continuing education series. Take care.